Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome back or welcome in. I'm going to go say hello to everyone. Hi, Shaw K, Emily, Abby, Robert. Let's see. Bobbity Boo, Pam, Ladybug. Hello, good evening. Hi, Zach. National Game and Puzzle Week. Ooh, fun. I love that. You're almost done with the DLC. That's fantastic. I love that. Hi, guys. Nice to see you this evening. Hi, Deb. Um, so we're going to start off by saying I am tired. I'm tired. So if I stumble over my words or if I say things that may be a little funnier than usual, sorry about that and ahead of time. But I was up in our friend Lisa Beth's stream until almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we were up this morning at 6 a.m. So just a little, and I worked in between these two streams. So I've pretty much been going since 6 o'clock this morning and I'm a little tired. But I'm ready. I am ready. I planned. I shopped. We spent a lot of money at Scrooge's today. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here with you. And I have bees. Look at the bees, guys. Look at the bees. Oh, the bees. Let's go. I get to introduce you to my new horses, guys. We have new horses. Let's go down. I had to mute my phone. It just dawned on me. Okay. Sorry about that. Listening while you eat your dinner? Well, I'm glad you're here. You redid your snap? Okay. It is in there. So, yes, I did respond to it, Amanda, and I do like your scene better. I like where you're standing. Okay, so we ready to meet the new horses? So, well, let's get out. First, we have Sugarberry, who you know and love, right? We love Sugarberry. Look how beautiful she is. Let's give her let's feed her. I haven't done that yet today. So let's do that. Everyone's excited for Decor Camp. I am too. I have my snowy outfit on. I am ready to go. Okay. Let's meet our next horse who you know, Pinto. Here's Pinto. Isn't he adorable? Love Pinto. Here we have our new horse, Nicholas. This is our new horse, Nicholas, guys. Can you guess what he's styled after? Can you guess? Isn't he cute? I'm a big fan of Nicholas. And then we have our newest horse, Knockers. I named this one Knockers just for Miss Mom. Yeah, I love how she turned out though. Look how pretty these colors are. I just love her. It's a Christmas horse. It is indeed. It is indeed. Yeah, I love my 4 horses. You like the Christmas horse? I know, isn't he pretty? Mr. Nicholas. Sir Nicholas, as we like to say. Knockers. I know. I kept telling Miss Mom I thought her horse's name was Knockers. It's not. It's Rooster. I don't know why, but Knockers kept coming to my head. And that sounded horrible. But yeah, I told her, I said, well, when I do my next horse, do I have to name it Knockers? So there she is. So there she is. we are going to be working in the plaza, in the valley today. We're going to be taking a look at changing a biome over to the holidays. Not necessarily for Christmas, but just for winter. So I wanted to work in a couple biomes that aren't ready for winter at all, and that's the plaza and the meadow. It is the greenest place we have. The next, I think, hardest would be the sunlit plateau, which can be done in its own way. Hello, Kat. Welcome in. How come when you go into inventory, it doesn't show your custom horses in inventory? Because it's technically one horse. It's the Dreamlight horse. You just have 4 versions of that horse. So actually, as you're leveling up your Dreamlight horse, it is leveling up all 4. Your 9-year-old named one of her horses. Okay, what is the name? I need to know. We're going to turn it to daytime for now here. Just so we have some pretty light. And we're going to clear some stuff out here. We're going to start with a fresh biome. So we're just going to pull up flowers. We're going to pull everything out of the area. Sparkle fart. Okay. That tracks. That tracks. That's hilarious. Sparkle fart it is. Yeah. 9-year-old, that tracks. That's hilarious, though. Hi, Bug. Welcome in. How are you? We're just kind of cleaning something up here at the moment before we start playing in the plaza. So we voted on stream this morning of what we kind of wanted to look at, and that was basically how to change over different biomes to a winter look that aren't necessarily wintry biomes. So I think that's what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to move everything out so we can start completely fresh. The only thing I'm going to leave up here is a vacuum because things will spawn as we work. So we want to start with just an absolute fresh ground here. Get rid of all the holes, which I know will spawn as well, but that's okay. We already have, look at this, already happened. That's why we leave a vacuum. Okay. And snippets in the plaza today. Great. Great. I love that for us. All evening I'm going to be like, what was that? Oh, it's a snippet. Again, something I would like to see turned off. That would be great. Okay, I think that's everything. You're gonna lurk while you make dinner. Ooh, okay, lovely. What is everybody having for dinner? My daughter cooked and made sloppy joes and mac and cheese tonight. I love it. Okay, we're just going to stand here and chit chat while we let just a few more people trickle in. We started a little bit early, so, because I can't help myself. I had to start just a couple minutes early because I was ready, and why not? Hello, Tansy. Your favorite food is your great-grandmother's pumpkin roll. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You had Burger King. Hey, that's fine too. Ooh, quiche. I haven't had quiche in a while, and I do love a good quiche. You made sloppy joes and seasoned fries. Great minds. Turkey sandwiches, sausage spaghetti with garlic bread. Ooh, yum. Yum. Hi, Sissix. Good to see you too. You made pizza bagel. Oh my gosh. I literally just said to my husband the other day, I am craving pizza bagels. And he was like the little ones? I was like, no, like baked in the oven, real pizza bagels. Coco's having controller issues. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hello, Pink. Should I call you Freak for Pink? Freak for Pink? Pink? What would you like me to call you? Untidy Josephs? Oh my goodness. New. It's a new name. How are you, New? Welcome in. How are you doing? Cranberry relish. Ooh, cranberry relish is a good one too. I love cranberry relish. It's so good. So New has a lovely channel. If you don't follow New, make sure you go over there. She does fantastic design and she doubts herself all the time. Just tell her that Dream said stop it. But she's fantastic. Freak is fine. Okay, I will call you Freak. I love that. I'm comfortable. I want to call you whatever you want to be called. If you want to be called Freak, I will call you Freak. I will do that. It's a Weasley. Hi, Weasley. Welcome in. How are you doing? You had beef roast with peas and beans. Ooh. You can't pull yourself off Wishblossom Ranch. Oh, God, Wishblossom Ranch. Is anybody else doing that or just me? Wishblossom Ranch. I feel like the alliteration of that could have been better. Just saying. No, but I can't either. It's so beautiful over there, isn't it? I mean, the whole scenery, the whole riding around in the horses and the bridges and the different levels going up and down platforms. I mean, it's just stunning over there. Your favorite treat is getting moonstone. Well, Brain, welcome in, first of all. And yeah, I can understand that too. Absolutely. Absolutely. You do that all the time? I know. I was just saying to chat, like, we were up so late in Lisa Beth's stream last night, and then I got up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I'm feeling it. I had to work in between these two streams. Huh. So I'm a little tired, but I am here, and I'm super excited. Do I have a favorite biome? Ooh. I don't think I do. I don't think I do yet. I love the Wishblossom area, the ranch area. I think so far, like just that area is really beautiful. Delver Dale, ooh, that's a good one too. I like how flat it is, and I like the water feature up there. That is really pretty too. You like the Gulch? Okay, hot take. I've heard a lot of people say they don't like it. But honestly, I've not done any decorating over there yet. And I feel like that is gonna determine, I think. You're taking notes? Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like once I start decorating, I'll get a better lay of the land, and then I'll be able to really choose a favorite. But right now, just the look of the mountains and the snow and all that like alpine lodgy kind of look. I love it. I love it. What is my favorite biome in the valley to decorate? Probably either the meadow or the sunlit plateau. Those two are probably up as my favorites. You decorated in the biome where Scrooge and our house were. Okay. That's like, was it Wishing Way? I think is what it's called. Hi, Songbird. Welcome in. You're letting everything set. Yeah, exactly. I just don't know how it's going to sit. I just don't know. Oh my gosh, look at these bees. I can't get over the bees, guys. I'm just going to keep saying it. And this is my Christmas horse, Nicholas. So we're going to park Nicholas down in the meadow because he's just going to get in my way. Like, you're lovely and I love you, but we're going to go back up without you. So today we're going to be talking just about changing everything over to winter. I always think of the plaza first when that pops in my head. I feel like the plaza is one of the most difficult, and it's one of the most difficult in my mind for a couple of reasons. We're looking at it right here. It's not the castle. It's the fact that we see all of the different biomes from one area. So we see all this foresty color over here. We can see the Frosted Heights over here to the right. We see the Forgotten Lands and the Sunlit Plateau to our left. And then we see down here into the meadow from behind or in front, depending on which way you're facing. Hi, Trudy. Welcome in. We are all enjoying Wishblossom. It's true. So this is why I think, for me in my mind, I feel like the plaza is one of the hardest to do. Now, the other thing about the plaza, just another thing, I know that Mickles cloud, I saw it too. I clocked it too. I didn't say anything, Deb, but I was like, oh, look at the Mickey cloud. It's the green. This green is such a vibrant green. It's the same kind of green it's down in the meadow. It's just such a, shall we say, eye-searingly bright green. Like, it's not really that Kelly kind, it's that just fake green. It looks like turf. Okay. It looks like turf. And I find that that's challenging too. You can see here up in the rocks, we have all of the green that we cannot move. So again, changing over to winter in the plaza, it's definitely a challenge, but it can be done. And we are very, very lucky, very, very lucky that Gameloft has done us a huge favor finally, and that we can place foliage on pathing. Because of that, I'm going to recommend that we do something that's going to take a bit of time, but we're going to do it, is we are going to cover every single inch of this green in path. Now, the one I recommend the most for winter decor is going to be just the snowy path. I know we've gotten all kinds of new pathing. I know we love this ancient pathing. We've gotten the new cobblestone path, but I am going to recommend unbordered, just this snowy brick, or you can use the brick border. It doesn't really matter, but you're going to want to use the snowy brick. And there's a couple reasons for that I recommend the snowy brick. Number one, the snowy brick, you'll see that the coloring of the snowy brick kind of matches what's in the stone that's up on the sides here. It actually goes quite well with the natural stone that we see in this biome. I always recommend starting against one of the walls, and you're just going to push it in as far as it goes. It doesn't matter if there are holes or if it doesn't make sense. Just keep pushing it in as far as you can get it. So you're just going to keep pulling it out and just keep on doing this as much as you can. And like I said, you're going to get some weird kind of, you're just going to get some weird sections here and there as it pushes deeper in as opposed to the others. Just keep doing it. We're going to fill those in with other things. Okay, just keep until you can't go any further. And then when you get to a straighter section, just keep going. Just keep going. Okay, I always check here because see, it does go down further here. Okay. You agree about the plaza, you struggle. it's a difficult area. And, you know, you can see right here, one of the main issues, right, is we can't get any closer. So it's going to leave this like little strip of green. But we're going to hide all of that. We're going to hide it all. So no worries there. And like I said, Gameloft did us a big favor by allowing us to put stuff on pathing now. So we're just going to fill this all in. Hi, Mindy. Welcome in. Just keep swimming. Just keep pathing. Just keep pathing. Exactly. It takes a hot minute. I'm not going to lie, but we're just going to chit chat as we do it. And we can talk about Wishblossom Ranch while you watch me fill all this in, because it takes a little bit. But I really wanted you to see what this looked like without the path, so I didn't want to do it off stream without you, and have you come in to kind of seeing what it's going to already look like. We wanted to get an idea of what the plaza is going to look like without, and then add it back in as we go along. So how is everyone's obviously in love with Wishblossom. I know I am. I've not heard any like real negativity. I do have some hot takes though that we can discuss. I do have some issues with some of the mechanics, some of the issues that I do have we can discuss. But who's your favorite? Let's start here. Who are we loving character-wise? Who are we loving character-wise? I think my favorite is probably going to be, I really love Snow White. To be fair, I've not done anything with Tinkerbell yet. Tigger, I've only gotten to make level 5, I want to say. Cruella is Cruella. You love Tigger, Deb. Tigger's really, really cute. They did a really good job with Tigger. His personality just comes through. Emily, Tigger, okay. Hi, Pandora Bella, welcome in. Ooh, lots of Tigger love. I love this. Snow White, Abby. They just nailed her character, I think. Really, honestly, all of them are fantastic. You love Cruella. Okay. Miss DeVille is your favorite. Oh, my goodness. We got some people showing their evil side, chat. You love Tigger, Bev. Hi, Bev, by the way. Welcome in. Okay. Again, we're going to take that out. Even though that's going to stick out, I don't care. We don't care. We're just filling it in. Lots of Tigger love. I love that. Oh, look at that new plaza house skin, how that snow comes onto the pathing like that. I was wondering if it would path over. I haven't tried it, so. They learned nothing from the storybook Vale and Spawns. Well, I will say we don't have holes. So I will say that. You think the Cruella items are 10 out of 10. The items are fantastic. I will say that. I completely agree with that. You were adulting. I think we're all adulting hard at the moment. It's okay. I took a phone call from the grocery store on stream today, so talk about adulting. I had ordered my groceries because I'm trying to avoid the grocery store the week of Thanksgiving here in America. And they called to tell me what items they were substituting in my order, and I had to take it on stream. I don't know what to say. We hit our like goal already? Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so, so much. Well, if somebody wants to create a new like goal. Oh, but where things are spawning, yeah. Yeah, it's challenging for sure. It absolutely is challenging. Thank you guys for the light goal hit. I super appreciate you all. You just did the secret quest and you got the bee crown. I got the bee crown too. Isn't it cute? Yes, thank you guys for the likes. Adulting never ends. I mean, doesn't it make you want to go to like a junior high and be like, guys, you have no idea. Like, I know y'all want to be adults, but let me tell you. New light goal of 48.8. Sounds like an AM radio station, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Thank you, Weasley. Look, we're almost done. We're getting there. So we talked about the biomes. We talked about the characters. What about critters? I love them all. I love them all. Take a drink. Okay. I can't. Can I do this one-handed? I'm drinking a ginger ale. I gotta take the darn cap off. Okay. I should have put it in a glass, but like I said, tired. So that didn't occur to me. The bees, the pink bee. Okay, the pink and yellow bee is my favorite bee. The brown skunk is my favorite skunk. And I think I like the white goose. Those are my favorites, I believe, so far. You want a refund immediately. Exactly. Like, can we turn this back in? Rebate? Anything? Hi, Empress. Your favorite treat is your grandmother's cherry yum yum. Okay, well, you have to say kind of what's in that, because that doesn't... Is it like a cake, a candy? Is it like a cherry relish? I need to know all about what a yum yum is. Oh, yes. That is annoying, Deb. I've been questing with these bees all day, and have they given me any flower drops? Yeah. Yeah. You love all the critters. Ah, they're great, aren't they? They nailed the critters. They're so adorable. You love Tigger. He's a good one. He is a good one. So when we were doing valley tours this morning, I was talking about how you can really get a feel for a biome. You should be able to kind of feel what it would feel like if you were actually walking in it. Like, is it warm? Is it cold? Is it windy? Is it peaceful? Like, you should really get a feel for what your decor is looking for. And when we're done with this, we want the plaza to be cold. We want it to look cold. So that's the ultimate goal here. It's a pie-like dessert with cherry filling in it. Ooh. Well, I'm a sucker for anything cherry, so. Your old boss's rumballs? I'm going to assume that's a dessert. I'm just going to assume that. And we'll just leave that there. Because when I hear the term old bosses and balls in a sentence together, I don't think dessert. Is it just me? Pegasus is your new favorite horse. Ooh, okay. It is really frustrating, Deb. No, you're not wrong. It's extremely frustrating. The crafting is insane. Why we need a red fish to create a building is beyond me. I'm going to need Gameloft to kind of send me the copy on whoever wrote that. I'm going to need to know their name, phone number, address, all the things, because it just doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense to me. Your brain went in the same direction. Hi, Jay. Welcome in. Okay. And yeah, enjoy your lurking. Punk music. I don't see that for you, Jay. I don't see the punk music. Okay, I think we have covered every single inch of our plaza now. So now we should only see the green up against the walls and in the edges. You need a lot of reclaimed wood. Reclaimed wood is a problem that we are all definitely having. Raise your hand if you're missing Treasure Valleys. That would be me. I am the missing Treasure Valley person. 100%. Yeah, it's a problem. Although I've not heard of anybody getting banned since the whole ban explosion of 2025. Yeah, I really haven't heard of anybody having issues again, but yeah, Weasley, me, that's me. Yeah, I totally miss Treasure Valleys. Yep. It's sad that we can't do it. You saw one pop up the other day. Okay. There are people who do them. Okay. Right away, take a look at how different this looks all of a sudden. Like, we can't see the green from here much. I mean, we got these trees over here we haven't covered up yet. But just look at the difference already. And the difference is, it's so night and day from what it is with all that green. So this is why I suggest this particular pathing, especially in places like that aren't naturally in a colder biome. So places like the plaza and the meadow. Now, I don't include the forest in that. And the reason I don't include the forest in that, because you can have a Christmas or colder look in the forest because it's a darker green that you can kind of make look like the season is changing. The green is just different up here. It is more of a Christmas green. So I don't include the forest in that statement. You can use pretty much whatever pathing you want up in the forest to bring in that cold look. And that's why. It's because of the color. But when we're talking about the meadow and the plaza, it's so much more difficult because you can't get any more spring or summer looking than that particular green. It's just too green. So what I suggest next is you're going to have to figure out, when we're talking about winter design, the next step is to fill out the rest of the missing pieces here. And the missing pieces are those corners up against the wall pieces and the those green strips. There's a few ways you can do this. It's all going to be in your foliage menu, in my opinion. You can use Christmas hedges if you're going in more of a Christmas design. We do have hedges with snow on top of them now, which we can take a look at as well. Wishblossom Ranch has gifted us with some absolutely, absolutely, let me slow myself down, absolutely, snowy alpine bushes, and all of these are really, really pretty. The coloring you can mix in. So there is a way you can mix now. So if you want to make it look transitional, you can do that. What I'm going to show you today is covering. We want to completely change over this biome. So we're not going to use anything green like this. We don't want to bring this green back in. We want to hide it. So we're going to gear more towards darker colors and blues. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to look at things that we've just gotten in Premium Shop, in Wishblossom Ranch, in Storybook Vale, in the Frosted Heights, and we're going to bring all of that in here. And you can basically pick and choose based on your own feel of kind of what direction you're going for here. We're going to play around with a little bit of all of it, and you're just going to be able to see kind of what it's all going to look like. Okay, so this icy alpine tree is new. And what we're just going to do is we're going to just start placing some things down. Not where they're going to stay. We just want to see them and then make an informed decision based on what we see. Okay, I'm not going to pick the curvy one because we just want to see colors right now. Okay, so we have this one. This is the white blossom tree. Now, it's not snow, but it is white, and it is that color we want to bring into the biome. We have these new mountain pines, and I don't know why they use the word tall in that sentence, but it is not tall. This one is tall. This one's just a plain, but it does work as well. Okay. Here we have the snowy, tangly ranch tree. And again, that's more of the green. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. And you'll be able to see why here as we go along. Here's the snowy ranch tree. Again, it's that same green, so we're not going to pull that out. We've already got two sitting there. And then let's get into the ever after trees here. These are the blue trees from the ever after. Same kind of trunk, same tree design, just a different color. Hi, Heidi. Welcome in. Yeah, tall. Quotes under tall. Exactly. It should be definitely labeled as quote unquote tall. Again, this is tall. Now, see, look at the difference here. This one says tall. That is tall. That one, not so much. Not so much. Okay. Let's see. We have this tree here. Again, with those blues. We're just pulling out foliage that we like and we want to possibly work with here. Let's see. We're not going to bring our big pieces out yet. We'll get there though. Got this big, nice, pretty tree there. Okay, now we can get into trees that we already have from the valley itself, which is the frozen willow. We've got the frozen fir. And then the regular fir. Again, tall. That is the word tall. That is tall. Okay. Now, you could get into the purples here as well. So I am actually going to pull a purple one out. And the reason is if you look at this castle and the well skin that we just got, they are using this purple. So we are going to pull this purple one into our build as well. Okay. So what we want to do, I like to go in eye level here because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be going through your valley or taking photos at eye level. Or in a dream snap. You're not going to be up above everything, right? Like you're going to be at character level. Do you find you're often behind? Hey, that's okay. Okay, so what we want to do is we're just going to take a gander through here. You do see a problem, right? You do see a problem here. I'm guessing you see it. Some of these trees pull the natural biome up on top of the pathing and some do not. So you can see this tree here does not, but these trees do. So we are getting this pop of green up there. That's okay. There is a way to cover it up and we will get into that. So we're not going to be overly concerned about that. The purple one is great. This new white tree is beautiful too. It's got a beautiful colored bark on it and it does not pull the path up or the natural biome colors up from underneath. And then these trees are great too in different ways. In different ways. What I always suggest is choose 3. If you go to your local park or you're walking through your own neighborhood, generally speaking, unless someone has specifically planted like an ornamental Japanese cherry blossom tree or they've planted something special in their own yard, generally speaking, you're only going to see 3, maybe 4 varieties of trees in one specific small area. They germinate and populate, and you're not going to see a ton of different options together. So I always say pick 3. 3 is always a good, in design we say odd numbers in Decor Camp, right? 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. You want to group things in odd numbers. The eye likes odd numbers. I don't know why, but we do. So now that we've kind of gotten at eye level and we've looked at the trunk, we've looked at the base, we've looked at the kind of like how they sit in the ground. Now we're going to go ahead and, oh, thank you so much, Clever. Thank you very much, friend. We're going to pick which trees we like the best. I think we get rid of all the green ones, personally. We're talking about winter here. Let's leave the green ones for when we're changing over the forest, right? Or maybe we do the green snowy ones in the meadow. You can switch it up like that. They don't have to be cohesive from biome to biome to biome. It can be different depending on what you want to do. For me personally, I really, really like this one is standing out to me. This one is standing out to me this right now because, number one, it's in the new skin. I said this morning on stream when we were going through Valley tours. Gameloft will give you your blueprint on what they want you to do or what would work. They give you the blueprint, whether that's on a house skin with the coloring they're using or whether it's in a biome color or whatever they're doing. They will give you a blueprint. So you can see the trees that we just got in the premium shop are already in this castle skin. So I personally think using these in the plaza is a great idea. I really like this one. This one's one of my top favorites right now. I really like this one, and I will show you why in just a few minutes here. This one's really great. When you're changing over a place like the plaza or the meadow to be cold, icy, snowy, that one's a great one to add. It's a larger tree, but it also frames up and covers up these walkways. The walkways in the plaza and meadow are very challenging because there's so darn many of them. I mean, we are in the plaza and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entry and exit points. The meadow, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the, 6 in the meadow, excuse me. So there's just a lot going on. I'm glad you had fun, Emily. I'm glad you had fun. I had fun too. Okay. Is there anyone we're not loving? Here are the ones we have left. Let's just group all these kind of together. I feel like all these blues kind of go together. We've got this light blue. That one can stand on its own as something different. These are all kind of the same coloring. This one's a little different. We got a pine here. And then we've got this new icy tree and the purple. Is there any particular one we're not loving? I think for now, let's get rid of all this blue. Let's go with just these icy whites. Okay, so we have this pretty purple. And then we have this one here. You know, we have a pretty good group here. Let's eliminate this one. No, let's bring that back. This gives us 5 options. 5 options is a really good option. Okay. These are our tree options. I think this is a really good group. And we've got a couple small ones which can fit in anywhere. And then we've got our large trees. Three larger trees. Let's go ahead and get rid of the teeny ones because those aren't gonna get any bigger. Those can be put in smaller areas. So let's just look at our big trees here. So here's how I kind of like to start my winter design. We're going to start at the edges, like I said, edges and entry points. We're going to cover up all of those surfaces that we have left over. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the word hedge. And we're going to look at the hedges. We do have quite a few new hedges. We have this lovely bush right here, and then we have this smaller one here. It's a little greener, but it is a dark green, which I think could possibly work. So here's where we have some options. We can start plopping down bushes and trees in through the green spots, or we can start covering with the hedges. Now, the hedges are nice in that they cover a bigger space, especially for those of you on Switch. The hedges are great because it doesn't suck your item limit. So you can cover those areas pretty easily. I mean, you can see how much space we just kind of covered with just that one beautiful hedge. We can keep placing them down. See how close we can get. They don't really go. That's okay. This is actually okay. This is actually okay. Let's do a little bit of both. We're going to do a little bit of both, and then you guys can see which one might work for you. So you can just go around. You can leave little spaces here, but cover your larger spaces first. So up against the meadow wall here. Can even leave a little area for like a park setting if we wanted to. Okay. I'm going to go out of furniture mode for a second and let's take a look. Okay, so you can get a sense of what we're covering up here, and then we're adding a little bit of that snow detail. Just covering all of this green bushes here. This is not going to be seen, so don't worry about that. You're going to have a vacuum, hopefully. You don't have to worry about that either. So we're going to go ahead. We've already got some spawnables happening in the green spaces left over, so we're just going to pick those all up. That space is not going to show. It's not going to show. We're not going to worry about that. Hi, Akira. Welcome in. We also have this really dark green one. Let's see what this one looks like, maybe over on this side. Okay, so this is going to do pretty much the same effect. I'm going to start it where I'm going to see pieces sticking out. Okay, we're just going to kind of start it. Well, let's start it here, I guess. It's as far back as that goes. Oh, I hate that so much. Okay. It's okay. These go into each other. Oh, that's fantastic. I love these. Okay. And again, you can make your decision based on how you want things to look, whether you like the snow tops on the other ones, or if you want to see more of a, you know, a kind of cohesive bush that kind of goes into each other. I love all bush, as you know, so just saying. I'm going to leave a little peekaboo here just to kind of be able to walk in and out of. It's going to kind of be disguised. We shouldn't really be able to see that there's a break in the bush there. I just want to be able to scoot back here in mine if I need to, so let's pop that out just a little bit more. No, still not big enough. Okay. Hi, Meg. Welcome in. Okay. We'll just have to disguise that in other ways. I do like the dark green bushes, though. Those are pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, the other hedge piece that we do have... Oh, I don't think it's called hedge. Is it called... bush. Let me try light. I just can't remember the name of it. Okay, it is Festive Light Bush. Now, this one is really pretty as well, but look at the green on it. This is what I was talking about with that green. But again, it's got to work for your valley. I'm just talking about transforming a biome into something different. So that's what we're doing here. So you can see the two different options here. The other option is to just use a straight up plain old bush. This is much more of a cottagecore look, not so structured, not so, it's just not as structured. I don't know how else to say that. I'm looking in the wrong section. Go under trees. This is if you have Storybook Vale. All of these bushes here, the ever after blue bushes. Okay, you can use these in combination with rocks. So what I like to do is I like to do, if you like that cottagecore look, what I like to do is I like to put in varying heights together. We're just going to get this as close as possible. Okay. So basically what we're going to be doing is covering all this green space, and I'm not doing it in any particular order. And again, this is just another option as opposed to using all the hedges. And then grab the Frosted Heights. This is a base game item. The Snowy Frosted Heights rock. And what you're going to do is create a little bit of a border here in front of these bushes and trees. And you can do this by changing out the height level. You can leave it uniform with them all facing the same way, such as something like so, where you can have it going the same direction. It's just kind of up to you. For a more cottagecore look, I like to kind of change up the angle of the rocks and kind of put them into one another. But you're basically just kind of creating this snowy affected border around in the plaza. Again, you're seeing though that green does poke through. I don't know what to tell you. It just does. That's what makes this biome difficult. It just is what it is. And then what you can do is use other items. So we can pull in foliage options like flower planters. We do have these new holiday bushes. You can use these. The footprint on these is horrible. We're just going to put that out there. It's just horrible. It is what it is, though. We do have this new winter holiday bush. It's the same kind of bush. It's literally the same kind of bush. It's just a different version of it. It's just the coloring is just a teeny bit different. But it looks to me like these do not leave a footprint. Guys, did we just discover something? These don't pull up the green. Interesting. We would not need these rocks. Well, I learned something with you today. These are new. This is part of the pack that is in the premium shop as we speak. It comes with several different items. The footprint's not great. I'll grant you that. It's under foliage once you purchase it. There are these several options here. We have the holiday winter tree, the spindly holiday winter tree, and then the holiday winter bush. It only comes in the one version, so it's just the same size over and over. But let's see if these trees, okay, so the trees do. I was afraid of that. The trees do pull up the biome. That's a bummer. But the bushes don't. So that is a very good filler option. If you're doing these blues, instead of the greens and the whites like we're about to do, this is a very good option because it does not pull in that green from underneath. I love that. Okay, well, the more you know. Okay, so once we've established what we want to do, we're going to start just filling in. Again, work in small sections. If you try to go around and do everything, I guarantee you, you're going to move half of it. You're going to do half of it because once you start getting buildings in, once you start getting your trees in and your other decor, you're going to move it and you're going to get annoyed very quickly. Yes, I am speaking from experience. So we're going to start in this back corner. Let's start over here. I do know all the bush tips. It's so true. Just the tips, though. Just the tips. I couldn't help myself. You did it, Meg. You did that. I did not do that. Okay. What we're going to start doing is pulling in the taller trees first. And we're going to start covering as much of this stuff as we possibly can. Now, you can see the foliage changes as I turn the tree. There are sections of the tree that show more than others. So, like, if I am at this angle, like, let's say I want to take a dream snap. I'm just going to, okay, why is this doing this? It's driving me nuts. Okay, stop. Okay, I want to take a dream snap, a winter dream snap in front of the castle here. You can see from this angle, that tree is showing a lot of branches and not a lot of foliage. So we're going to keep turning that tree until we see more foliage than we do branches. We want to see more foliage than branches. So right about here is where it's going to look so much better. Now you can still see some green back there. It's not going to permanently go anywhere. It's part of the scenery, right? But we're disguising. That's all we're doing is disguising. And right now we're just putting up the background. You're sleep deprived. Same. I apologized at the beginning of stream right away because I knew I was going to be a little unhinged tonight. I don't know what to tell you. The tip can be dangerous. It's true. Okay. I'm just going to keep popping in as close as I can to all of this other foliage that I possibly can. We're just going to keep pulling in sections and filling it out as much as I possibly can. Okay. Just keep going. I'm going to put one, I don't know. We're just going to wait. Back corner. We're focusing on the back corner. Don't get distracted with talk of bush and tips. Oh, thank you so much for popping out of the shadows. We love that. Okay. Let's see. We're going to keep going in with this hedge because I do like how it's covering and how it's connecting over here. We're just going to keep pulling that out. It's such a great one, isn't it? I love how this is looking already. Okay. So we've got a couple tall trees back here. I think the next step, what's the next step for filling in a large section where I'm seeing a giant sunlit plateau rock and a dead tree and a bunch of green foliage that I don't want to see? I'm going to put a building in front of it. Now, we have all kinds of new fun stuff, don't we? I'm going to pull the tallest one, though, because I feel like we need something tall. If we look at this rock, we're transforming this biome. I really need something to cover that up. I'm going to use the tallest one we have right now, which is Scrooge. So we're going to build this out for Scrooge. I'm just going to put this right up against the side here. And then once I get his building in place, and this is why I say don't try to go around and I'm going to put all my trees down and then I'm going to put all my hedges down. I'm going to do this because, I mean, look, I placed this building and I've got this tree going into the building. So now I'm just going to grab this tree and I'm just going to slowly rotate it until I like where the foliage hits the building. And I feel like, let's see, let's get it to where we like it. That looks really nice. I feel like there it looks like it's kind of, it's hitting the building versus going into the building. Now look how much of that is covered. Now we can start layering in even deeper. So now here's where we bring our middle layer in. We've got our top layer. We've got our base. Now we can go in the middle layer. So now we can see what's left to cover. So now you can see it's this middle section. These middle layers here is what's still showing and what we don't want kind of in our face, right? So we're transforming it to winter. So now we're going to pull out those fun colored trees that hit at that middle section. Okay, so we have our purple tree and the new icy tree. Let's pull that really pretty nice purple tree out. And look at Scrooge's has the purple lights on it as well. So this is going to look really nice. And we're going to cover up. See that dead tree right there? And all that green? We're going to cover all of that up with a couple of these really pretty purple trees back here. And this is where layering is going to help you. I don't have to put this right. It doesn't have to be lined up against the wall, okay? It's just a visual impact. I'm going to put it right here. Look at this. I'm still completely covering that green section, but it's not up against my other purple tree. It's up in a different section. So now when I'm walking through here, I still don't see that. I still don't see that section back there I don't want to see. But I've still left all of this room to walk between and walk around to do what I need to do. Whether that's I'm placing other decor or I'm going to be using other items to utilize those sections and kind of cover that in. However I choose to do that, I can now do that. And then what you can do is you can even now go back and you can echo it on the other side. If you want to give Scrooge kind of a more formal look, you can do that by kind of echoing things on the other side. I need to move that stupid stick. Okay, so now I can put this kind of in the same spot here. And then I can do another one just the same way here. But there, we're giving Scrooge this really pretty wintry moment. Everything is matching now with we've got these beautiful whites and purples up against all of this pretty glowing new items that we have. It's just really, really pretty. It works and it's covering up all of that mossy green color back in here. You can even layer this even more. So we could even pop another one of these and make it look even thicker if we want to by doing something like this. And now we can even pull it even more. But look how snowy and pretty that looks. And we're still in the plaza, you know, we're still here. We haven't moved. And I think it's already looking very, very wintry as opposed to what it was. I mean, look at this is what it was. This is the green that we were in before. All of this pretty spring greens. And then we've transformed it already, just this one corner, into this. Again, work in small sections. And I don't mean your clutter decor. Things like barrels and tables and lights. All of that stuff can come at a later time. We're talking about the bigger permanent pieces. Buildings, trees, bushes, etc. You want to go in with that stuff first. Okay? So now that I've placed, hi, Mr. Milo. Guys, we have a Milo sighting. Hi, bud. You just want some attention? It's his time of night. He's like, but Mom, we've been snugging like for the past 2 nights. What are you doing? I don't approve of this. Okay. Let's go back to foliage. The nice thing about this new tree is it does come in 4 different sizes. Okay, so we do have this size too, which is always nice to layer in. Again, we can add in kind of that medium layer. You see this tree right here? We can cover that. The other option, and the reason I said I wanted to pull this tree in, this icy tree, this is from the base game in the Frosted Heights. It makes a really beautiful tree at the entry points. It's got a pretty decent footprint, so you can get pretty darn close to your edges. And you can see by just adding a couple of these, we're going to block off that ramp of green up into the sunlit plateau. I'm going to intersect these as much as I can. I want to get it as close as possible. Just as close as I can without, obviously I don't want to completely block off the entry. This is the only entry into the sunlit plateau unless you're using your well. But I do want to get it as close as I can. So I'm just going to keep playing with it until I get it into the right section here. Can turn it as we need to, just to get the right footprint and section off here. I was like, why can't I do that? It's because there's a darn hole. If you lay down, you'll die. I don't want that. Hi, Zooming Mama. How are you, Christine? I did use the dark green bushes instead of the ones with snow. We do have those over on the other side. We're doing both. We're technically not decorating my plaza. We're just kind of showing how we can transform a biome from winter, or from the plaza to something winter. Okay, so you can see how this really does kind of pull in this area and make it a little bit more wintry. It's really blocking off those tan kind of colored rocks that are back there. I do love using these in the plaza and the meadow as my entry and exit points. Hi, Tors. You forgot to show me my your Hogwarts build. Oh my gosh, yes. We will definitely have to do that. Okay, so then we can do the same at the end of going down into the meadow. Again, it just looks really pretty. Okay. You can only get so close, unfortunately, before you just go down into the meadow. This one here, though, because it's smaller, you can just put one tree here, and then what I like to do is actually create a second tree here, change the momentum of the walkway itself. So nothing says you have to approach a walkway head on. You can make a turn. So if you see here how we have that kind of framed up now, I can make a turn down into the meadow, and I can still go down just fine and up. So don't be afraid to change the shape of your entry and exit points. We were even talking about Harry Potter. We were, weren't we? That's funny. Again, covering as much of that sunlit plateau biome behind there as you can. And then what we can do is we can keep bringing more of these trees in here. Again, look at your foliage and how it's hitting and what you're trying to cover. Okay. I think we're cooking here. This looks really nice. But you can see the vision of how you can use these to fill in these areas and then transform your plaza by using these sections here. Now, this is the green, dark green new hedge. These are ones you can buy at Scrooge. I got this in the Scrooge store itself. This is a Wishblossom Ranch hedge. It's a lower hedge, but I do like how it connects. There's no gappage. I do like that a lot. Over here, let's look at this one. Let's take a look at this one. This one's very tall. This one covers more. Okay. We'll blame Weasley. She told you to enjoy some chocolate. I hear you. I think you should enjoy some chocolate. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. This is a different hedge, but it is taller and it does have snow on top of it. What I like to do with these, so you can see right now, this is just the hedge as I pulled it out. These do not connect. There is a teeny bit of a gap. But you can see the snow is larger on one section and then skinnier on the other. I like to just flip it around so it doesn't look so uniform. So it looks a little bit more on the natural side and it doesn't look the same across your vision. Again, I'm going to bring another tall building because I want to cover that big red tree right there. And I am going to place this off center because I want to cover the red tree. Over here is fine. Like we can see the snow over there and it doesn't matter, but this red tree is the issue. So I'm going to place Remy's in front of this red tree. It doesn't have to be Remy's. It can be your new snowy alpine houses. It doesn't have to be Remy's. It just... something a little bit on the taller side that's going to be, give you the ability to block a little thing off. Okay. I'm going to push it back as far as I can go. And then I'm going to bring over the same trees. We're going to echo what we're doing on the other side, right? Again, we're going to fill in the foliage, but this is why we don't place the foliage first. Like I said, you're going to end up moving stuff. So we're going to start flipping our foliage around until we like how it hits the building. I think right here looks kind of nice. We can zhuzh it over maybe just a teeny bit. Just a bit. There we go. Something like... oh, that one looks better. Okay, I like that one better. And then we can bring in maybe one of the smaller ones or even one of the purple ones. We can even echo that on this side too. It's maybe not tall enough to cover that red though, but that's okay. We can still put this here. We're just going to use it in a different manner. So what we can do, we're going to bring in that middle section. Again, we've got our low section, we've got our tall, and now we're going to fill in the middle layer on the third. So we're going to go in with the regular sized one. Let's see if that's going to do what we want it to do. It does. This is a visual issue, right, guys? It's visual only at this point, not function. We're just talking visual. Let's see if I can get this purple one in between. I can. Okay, so now I can move this around just a little bit here. Okay, so now when I go here, that red, it's still peeking through, but it's just not as visual. We're going to see all the other colors, I think, a little bit better. Personally, I think I like, this is why we do little sections, because now I think I like the building completely covering that red. So we're just going to change it up again. We're just going to go back in, and I want the Remy's completely in front of that red tree. I don't want to see it, so I'm going to put Remy's as close as I can to covering it up. But I still want to be able to put maybe one tree there. So let's go in maybe with the smaller of the two trees. See if I can get that still in here. I can. Perfect. There. Okay, so you can see the vision is at work here. Why does that keep doing that? That's bugging me. Has anybody had problems with items jerking all over the place and then you have to like let go of it and reset it almost? I have had the worst problems with that since this Wishblossom Ranch drop. Look at how far my cursor is over. Like it's not even on the tree. Oh, it's so maddening. Okay. And then we can use these trees here to cover that crack in the middle of the bush. Oh my God, did I really just say that? Okay, we're just going to move on from that. I said I was tired. You think it's a PlayStation thing? That's possible. Okay, so now look. That red tree is completely gone. We've got the bush separation here completely sectioned off. We can't see that. There's nothing we can do about this yet. Okay? But you can see how we're slowly transforming this over to winter, guys. Look how beautiful this is already looking. Slowly transforming. This is all about your eye. It's all about you walking through your valley and getting a feel for things. It's all about how you're going to feel walking through your valley and taking pictures. That's all this is about. Making it beautiful and work for you. Okay. I'm even going to try to disguise this red tree even more by putting another tree back here. Look at that. We're getting there. We're cooking. Okay. If you want to, at this point, put these kind of trees in here, you can. Again, remember that these are going to pull up the green from underneath. That's kind of an up to you thing. I think what we've got going on here is really, really pretty. I think we're completely transforming what this biome can look like so far. We're covering up all of the green. We're covering up all of the oddball bushes on the walls. And we're making sure, again, start at the base, go to the top, and then fill in the middle. Trees that are not straight. Yes, it's a visual issue. Absolutely right, Mr. Left Shark. And hi, by the way. Welcome in. Dreams in bush always. I don't know what to tell you. I talk about bushes a lot. I just don't know what to tell you. But it's true. Okay. So when we're talking about a visual issue, what you can do at this point, and again, we use two different hedges here. It is up to you how you choose to use them. This is this low one. This is the one you get in Scrooge Shop. And then the one over here is from the Premium Shop pack. That is much taller, but it doesn't fit together in the same manner. So I think it's just a personal preference of which one you like, which one you want to showcase. Maybe you do one in the meadow, you do one in the plaza, and switch it up. But it's literally just what works for you. Am I the ultimate duo, Dreams and Bush? Are you telling me to change my YouTube name to Dreams and Bush? I don't think so, but yeah. But yeah, you can see what's happening here, guys. It's really, really pretty. Okay. Let's talk about lighting. Let's go back to some lighting issues. Okay. We're going to start, again, we're going to work with one corner. I want to work with one corner. We're going to continue to build this out. We have all of this pretty blue and purple going on, this white. What we can do is we can disguise this even more and make it look even colder by using colored lighting. We're not going to use necessarily the colored lighting as our mainstay lighting per se. You can still use your Christmas lights. You can still use your Mickey lamp posts as you walk through. But what we're going to do is we're going to use ones that pop a glow. Let's pull out blue. I think I want to pull out the blue. Blue to me just feels colder. So I'm going to use the blue wrought iron street lamps. And I'm going to put them in the back of places. Okay. I'm going to turn it into a square just because it's smaller footprint. And you can use these however you want. They don't have to be hidden. They're pretty lights. You don't have to hide these. We're just creating an atmospherical, is that a word? We're just creating some atmosphere. There we go. We'll use that as a word. So we're just going to place these in the background. We know we've got room behind hedges here, so we're just going to pop these around in different places. I feel like I can get that there. Just to create some glow and create a feel for the biome that we're creating. So lighting is definitely a trick you can use to create a feel in your valley. You've used it before. Like, how many of you have used orange lighting at Halloween, or have used, you know, the purple lights to create it spooky in the Forgotten Lands, right? Well, we're doing the same with the blue lights here. We're just going to make it look cold. But again, we don't have to make it look like there's not lights. The things that can be clipped. Oh my good Lord. I can already see it now. Okay, so look what these blue lights are doing. We are dimming down all of that green even more, even though we're not at full night. Okay, so let's go a little bit further. But look at the feel that we're creating here with the blue lighting. Like I said, you can still bring out other lights. You can still bring out your regular street lamps that you want for your walkways. But just using this blue lighting in areas where you want to make it look cold and disguise that background even further. I think this is just a smart way to do that. Just fill in as much as you like. If you like it even brighter, if you like that kind of blinding blue, you can create an even thicker moment with it. You can utilize, there are two different lights that will do this effect for you. The one I just showed you, and then we also have this blue lamp post. This blue lamp post does the same thing. It's got a little bit of a shorter stack to it, I think, but it casts a bigger glow. Okay, you can see here how much effect that gives to this. But again, you're creating this to look cold, and that's what blue does. And again, you don't have to hide them. It's lighting. It's not like you're putting Cruella's picture in your plaza. It's lighting. So utilize it. You did the trick in your plaza. You did indeed. And it works. But look how, look at the effect we're getting here. Look at the effect we're creating here. It's just such a pretty way to pull in all of these. Like I said, we're creating a feeling in the plaza, not just visually, but you want it to feel winter. I'm going to even pull another one of these trees out. Just to kind of, you know, let's put it like here, and let's cover that orange rock that's sticking out there. There's another one here. Can even make it look a little bit more formal if you want to by doing something like that. Just play around with your trees and your levels. Again, you're working on 3 planes. You've got your low plane, your top plane, and then you want to use the other things to fill in your middle. Filling in the middle is the easiest part. I think it's figuring out how you want to block the taller stuff off, because let's face it, we don't have like a ton of tall items in the game. We've got buildings and a few tall trees for the most part. Most of things that we have decor-wise is going to be on that low plane or that middle plane. So getting your taller things in place first, I think, is going to be the most important. We have 56 likes. Oh my goodness. Thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you guys. Thank you so, so much. Would it work on the what? The ranch? Is that I'm not sure which word you're. We got 57 likes. Thank you so much. On the ranch, would that work on the ranch? Sure it would. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you're just going to choose different trees maybe. We chose these trees specifically because if we look at our new skin back here, buildings that Gameloft give us will tell us what colors and what the biome surrounding what things will work. And we can see that these trees are already on this castle skin. And then we see that beautiful purple color. So those are the colors we chose for our trees. We chose these pretty purple trees and the white trees that match. It's just going to bring all of that stuff in through the existing area. Good night, Tors. You're really sleepy. I'm really sleepy too. Enjoy your evening. I hope you sleep well, and we'll see you soon. New Christmas light goal of 72. I love it. I love it. So what do we think? Are we missing the green of the plaza? Can we see any of it still? We can still see maybe a peek of it there, but we can play around with that. Just keep, like I said, just keep using your foliage first. Like, we haven't placed a single table. We haven't placed a single rock. We're not placing any of that stuff yet. We're just playing with foliage and lighting at the moment to cover what we don't want to see. It's a visual thing, so we want to put it where we're not going to see it. This might do it, might not. I don't know. That one's at a weird, that tree back there is kind of at a weird level. But that's okay. Again, it's even that. Look, even that, when we're walking through, I don't really notice that tree back there now. And if I were to place more of the blue lights back there, we wouldn't see it even more. So let's even fill some more of this blue lighting back here. These ones that are one tile are easier to place in tighter spots. So let's even put one right there. So now we've got it even brighter. I really don't see that green tree hardly at all anymore. We're just going to continue to disguise, using the items that we already have. But look how wintry and pretty this already looks. Look, even Christoph is like, do I live here? Like, do you guys have ice? Can I cut some ice for you? I'm just kidding. I'm just being goofy now. I'm tired. But no, I think this is doing exactly what we're trying to make it do. What do you guys think so far? Any comments, questions, thoughts? Am I full of crap? Like, you can, whatever. Tell me your thoughts. I'm interested. I'm going to take a sip while you guys maybe tell me that I'm full of crap. It's possible. I don't know. Oh, thank you for giving Tors a subscribe. Her stuff is great. I love her video. She's just starting out and doing such a fantastic job. You're late to the party. Well, hello, Piglet. Winter Decor Camp. Thank you so much, Cozy Otter Girl, for your subscribe. Thank you so much. And welcome to all our lurkers. We're glad to have you here. And it's raining. This is where we get taken out of the fact that it's winter, because it's raining. And it would be snowing if it was winter, but whatever. We can't control that. All we can do is pet our bees. Let's pet our bees. I want to pet you, bee. Oh, it's storming, not just raining, but like full on storming. If you guys want to pick up these flowers, bees, that would be fantastic. Yep, go get that flower. I don't have to use mist. That's fantastic. Okay. Okay, well, no concerns that I'm full of crap. I love that. Items have been sent to my mailbox? Why? My pockets aren't full. Why are items being sent to my mailbox? Question mark? I'm concerned. It's the flower. Okay. Interesting. Hi, Z. Welcome in. Okay, well, nobody thinks I'm full of crap. This is fantastic. Let's, because Glitchloft. Yeah. Let's turn this back to daytime. Even though it's kind of dark because it's raining. It's fine, right? Okay. Again, you can pick which hedge you like the best. I think either go well with this plaza hedge because this one's kind of like a middle kind of color between the two. This one's lighter. And then the one over here is on the darker side, but still matches too. I think either one of these hedges will work really, really well. Hello, Fran. You like it so far? Well, I'm very glad that you like it. Okay. Let's talk about some other ways to add a wintry element. We got an item that is actually coming back to the premium store this Wednesday. It is from the Frost and Fairies Star Path. No, it's not. What is it from? Darn it. Where is it? It is a snowflake. Where are we? Let me type in the word snow. I know I have them because I bought a ton of them. And I double checked today. Here they are. Luminous Snowflake Statue. These are going to be in this premium shop this week. And these are such a great item. These have a pretty decent footprint. You can get pretty close to them. So I like to place these. Again, this is kind of hitting that low to middle point. It's just, again, this is a visual thing. You can utilize these snowflakes to add in a little bit of a lighting and sparkly effect, but to, again, create a little cold feeling and element into the valley where it normally wouldn't be. You can place these pretty much anywhere. They look great in the day and in the evening. They just have that little bit of a sparkly effect to them. You can get bushes in front of them. So if I wanted to, even at this point, I can take a bush. I don't want that blue bush. No blue bush, please. Let's grab... What's a good bush to use? Let's see. Let's get... I don't know which one I like. Let's do this. Let's do this blue shrub right here. These are from Storybook Vale. It is technically a wild tangle item, but they look really, really nice in wintry builds. But look, you can actually put these really, really close and kind of cover up the fact that this is a sculpture and more like an item that's just coming out of the natural kind of environment. These get right up next to these, but look at how that snowflake just kind of peeks out there. It's just a really nice effect. I personally really like it. Again, make sure that you're kind of making sure that it's not facing the same way, so it doesn't look like everything's lined up ornamentally. But you can see what those snowflakes look, creating kind of like a corner piece here with this tree in the center. But look how pretty that looks. Disguising all of that orange rock and that bush that's hiding back here in the corner. If we're just looking at this section here, look how pretty that looks. Just bringing out more and more of those kind of cold effect items. You accidentally took a long nap. Well, you've been sick lately. I can imagine you needed it. That's your body telling you to take a nap. We don't want blue bush. Exactly. Oh, no problem. 4 a.m. sneaks up on you. Oh my gosh. Well, enjoy your evening. I'm glad that you are home safe. Looks like a hotel lobby setting. I love that though. But look how close we can get to this item with these particular bushes. You can use other types of bushes too. It doesn't have to be this one. I can cover around this entire area with just 3 pieces, just that snowflake in the center, and it just adds a little touch there as we walk up the plaza steps with just those pretty lit snowflakes there, adding another wintry touch. I just love all these items so much. I love the winter items are probably my favorite in DDV, I gotta be honest. They really are. Here are a couple other things we can utilize with the new items. These archways match the new decor. You can see it's got that same lighting effect coming down like Scrooge's. You can use these for your entrance off the meadow. You know, you can get this as close as you can. These are really, really great items to add in too. Same with these archways. You could put one like up against here if you wanted to make that a little bit more sparkly. It does fit here as well. Coming up off the forest. Again, don't be afraid to change the direction of your pathing. It doesn't have to be head on. We can utilize foliage and bushes to kind of create a different effect. But these items are fantastic. These are coming back to the premium shop too. That's why I pulled these out right now, because I did want to mention that. They are fantastic. But look how well they look with this stuff here. Isn't that great? Just so pretty. Well, if it wasn't raining, it would be better. Okay. Which is why I'm not pulling out the one item I wanted to use. But we'll get there. We're going to get there. Okay. Let's keep looking at our options here. So we talked about lighting. We talked about the hedges. Let's look at a more cottagecore look. Let's look at using different colors. Let's ignore what we've got going on over here with the white, blue, and purple. Let's say I want to go in with blue, which we can do. We can do a blue. I like these. These are very small trees, but the good thing about them is the branches themselves, the branches themselves pretty much cover up any path or grass that it's going to pull up from underneath. So these trees are really, really great. You can see that it does pull up that green grass from underneath of it, but because the branches are so low to the ground, it's really not as visually noticeable as the taller trees cause, in my opinion. This is also where we could pull in maybe the tree. I must have sucked it back into my inventory. This is where we can pull in the tree from the Frosted Heights. That's just the frosted pine, this snowy pine right here. These trees look really, really nice together. I do like them together. So if you wanted to go the more kind of foresty vibes with the blues, you can do that with these trees as well. These come in obviously multiple heights, so you can get a nice pretty grouping of these together. something like so. And then we can go into the foliage menu with these new bushes, which we just established on stream. Do not pull up the pathing. And we can place these in front and kind of cover up that. Why, Game Loft? The footprint did not need to be that big for this. I'm just going to say, did not need to be that big. But we can utilize these to kind of add the effect in here as well. I hate the footprint. Why? Remember when I was talking my hot takes from Wishblossom Ranch and stuff? This would be one. The footprint for these did not need to be this big. Okay. Another item that's fantastic to utilize to cover up that green, bright green footprint. Remember how we were talking earlier? I talked about how the forest isn't too bad because the green is kind of a different green. Pull the Forest of Valor, or to a certain degree, you could do the Glade of Trust. I would say those two would be your best bet. But you could do this fern. The ferns can be rotated to cover up multitudes of sins. And I feel like the ferns are really, really nice to utilize in winter designs. If you're going to go this more natural kind of foresty vibe, I really like utilizing these ferns to kind of cover up the green. You can see how close they get to things. But I like using these ferns to cover up some of this green, of that spring green anyway. Okay, now if you are going to go a more cottagecore route, you can see I'm utilizing many different, the thing about cottagecore is you want to utilize different materials together in a cohesive way. So you want to utilize a piece of foliage with, like, let's say a piece of fencing with like a furniture piece up against that fencing and maybe a pretty light. You want to do groupings of things. That's what kind of cottagecore at its, I almost said core, but that sounded stupid in my head when I said it. But you want to do groupings of things. So I could take, like, let's say this pretty fencing that we just got. I could put a piece of this fence here. So you can see the fence is kind of disguising a little bit of that, I almost said minty green. I'm going to move this fern, I think, in front here. And then I'm going to move it back. And then I'm going to move it in front. We're going to do this. I'm going to pull out, let's say, a barrel. I'm going to do a barrel. Barrels are always, when in doubt, use a barrel. I use barrels everywhere. They're a fantastic thing to use. If you like that cottagecore aesthetic, this is a great one to use. So we can pop a barrel right in front of that piece of greenery. It goes really well with this. We can take this blue bush, get it as close as we can, and just keep kind of pulling everything as tight as we can to one another. But you can see how this works. We're just kind of layering up, and then let's take a light of some sort. We want to make it a snowy kind of light. Here we have these new lamp posts. Let's use this yellow one maybe. And we can put this lamp post kind of right here. Okay, so you can see the effect we're using here, but look at how it's still, oh, it pulls the green in. Hate that. Oh, why, Game Loft? That didn't need to be a thing. It's a beautiful stone base. Why are we pulling foliage up around it? Okay. Question mark. Anyway, we can see here the effect we're getting. We're definitely getting a snowy effect here. But I hate that that's happening. So we're going to take that out of there. Why is that a thing? Guys. Okay, we're going to go with the old standard of cottagecore lighting, which is this one here. This one works perfectly fine if you don't want to pull in that green that we're trying to get rid of. Hi, Sandra Lee. Bad lamp. Yeah, bad lamp. But look how cute this is. We've completely disguised. You can still obviously see that it's there, but honestly, the effect that we're getting here is exactly what we wanted. We wanted it to look colder, snowy, cottagecore. We're definitely using this to a different effect. Okay, now that it's stopped raining, I want to use these new items. I'm going to type in the word cloud. Here is one of the absolute biggest tips and trick I can give you to a snowy biome. And it's not under the word cloud. Why is it not under the word cloud? Snow? I'm in a wardrobe. Okay. That would be why. Let's try this again. We're just going to act like that didn't happen. Okay, I'm going to pull out what I've been waiting to use. It's not raining anymore, so let's use and look up the word cloud. It's like that didn't happen, right? We can clip that later out. Yeah, thanks for telling me now, Deb. Okay, we have two clouds now, guys. We have a magical flurry cloud and then the permafrost cloud. The permafrost cloud is free. It's free. Okay. This is the absolute best item I can tell you to use to make your biomes look snowy and cold. It's a snowy cloud. You don't have to completely line every single area with a cloud to make it look like this. You're going to want to put it in like areas where there's maybe something sticking out weird. You're trying to disguise something on a different level. Your entry points. I always like using these to transition out of an area. So like if I'm transitioning out of my forest and I put this cloud here, okay? So if I'm coming out of my forest and it's still fall in my forest, let's say I haven't changed it over. We see all these beautiful red trees and I'm going to go down into my winter plaza. Right away, I'm going to get hit with snowflakes as soon as I transition. Like I said, do you remember we can't get rid of this strip of green? It's just going to be there. I can use ferns. I can place bushes as close as I can to it, but I can't 100% get rid of it. But by visually transitioning into snow, you can already see what that's doing. It's just going to make you visually feel the change. Again, we can utilize these clouds at that level. Okay, so I'm going to take another one here. You see these bushes right here? I can't completely cover them. But I'm just going to kind of turn and twist this cloud around till I get it where I want it to. Again, it's all about visual disguising. It's the stupid vacuum. Why am I not changing it? Okay, there. Jiminy Christmas. Okay, there we go. Visual disguising around these bushes. Like I said, they're not going to go away. But just seeing that, look at that cloud there, I'm really not paying attention. I'm seeing that bright white cloud with the beautiful snowflakes falling down. I could even put like a little table here. You know, if we're going for a cottagecore look, you could put your hot chocolate stand here. It's just about changing what you're seeing. When you're running around, you're just going to see what you're going to want to see. And frankly, you're going to see all this cute winter design and your eye's going to go for winter items. And again, you can zhuzh it around however you need it to look for whatever you need it to cover. You can put multiples of them together. I can pull this tree in a little bit, maybe tuck the cloud back a little bit further, something like that. But you can see the effect that that gives. Just keep tucking things away. We're working on the outsides only here. We've not done anything with the center of this entire area. We're literally just in the disguising mode. The snow clouds are great and they're free. You get these just from the base game and they're just from Olaf, a quest, and they're a fantastic item to utilize to transform the plaza into what you want it to look like. You can tuck them underneath these trees. Again, you can put them like just in like this little corner of Remy's. Doesn't even have to be right in front. We're just creating moments of snow throughout. And we got that glitch where things disappear after you place them. Fantastic. No, but they're great items. Don't forget to utilize those when you're transforming for winter time, because they're really going to give you a different effect wherever you're having decor for the winter. And you notice we haven't placed a single Christmas item. This is just winter. But look at this beautiful snow falling in the plaza. And again, it doesn't have to be throughout the entire plaza. You don't have to fill, especially if you're on Switch. I don't care if it's in the air. It will count against your item limit. So yeah, don't forget that. Okay. Let's continue talking about disguising. What else can we use to disguise? I think one of the things that people forget about using, and an item that I feel is so much fun to decorate with at winter. We're going to type in snow again. These cover, I think, a multitude of sins as well. It's snowmen. Snowmen are not Christmas. It's winter. And if you put these right up against, you can see that it pretty much covers a lot of that green area. Now, if I continue this thought, I'm going to take a fern and I'm going to cover even more of that lime green. Again, pulling in more of that like Christmas green. Why you cannot put the snowmen under the snow cloud is beyond me, but you can't. You can't. But we're going to continue to utilize our cottagecore look over here. We can even move him over just a little bit. Let's do that. Let's put him like right here, just so we can pop maybe a little bit of fencing back there. I like to put them on a little bit of an angle. The footprint won't change. It'll stay a square. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then I'm going to take some more of this pretty snowy fence. This is an item from Wishblossom. We're just going to pop just a little bit there. But look at how cute that looks. And we've just disguised so much more of this lime green. Isn't this cute? Look how snowy that looks. It's, guys, the lime green's not going to go anywhere. We're just trying to visually hide it. Keep layering. If you really like this looking bush, which I do, like I said, these are a very small item. They tuck into places. Utilize those to cover up even more. Mix it up with your ferns. Add it around. Look at that. We've covered. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Are you kidding me? Do they not know it's supposed to snow? Big snowy bush. What's not to love? Piglet, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's great. Hi, Yvette. But yeah, you can see just how much you can take away from the natural greens of this biome and make it wintry in different ways. So here we've got a definitely more of a city core vibe using those hedges and the buildings and just some trees. We've got a different hedge over here. We've got these beautiful snowflakes in place. And the purple trees. And then we've got a cottagecore look over on this side, utilizing barrels and fencing and snowmen. It's really going to depend on the look that you want to go for. But I would say whatever look you're going to go for, carry it through the entire biome. In general, there are exceptions to that, but in general, for the plaza, I would say it's your best bet is to carry one look through. Okay. Another option you have to disguise is you can take one singular item that you really love. Let's say it's this bush. Just picking bush out of the clear blue sky, which is not clear at all. Just fill and make it look a little bit more like you're creating your own hedge. I know I told you earlier to rotate everything. We're going to have to pull all these forward. So one thing I hate about the plaza is the rock pieces that stick out all of a sudden. So I told you to rotate. Here I'm going to tell you not to rotate. You can create your own hedge by doing something like so. Okay, so we're going to cover all that green with just that. And then I'm going to pick my favorite tree, whatever that tree may be. Let's pick this one because I like it. And I'm just going to put it kind of in front of it. What is happening? We're having all kinds of issues. Like, it's not me. You guys are seeing this, right? Look at all of those just reset back there. Like, we had them moved. What is happening? Like, I know I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. Okay. Again, we're creating our own hedge. What in the world is happening? The valley's out to sabotage us, guys. I'm going to save. I'm going to go to the main screen and we're going to load back in because something is happening. Just picking bush out of the clear blue sky. Exactly. Who knew? Angry bush is misbehaving. Nobody likes an angry bush. Nobody. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to reload because something was happening with me placing things down and then them disappearing. But yeah. Hello, welcome in. Monkeys and kittens. Oh my gosh, I love that. Littlest Pet Shop. I haven't seen LPS stuff in a long time. But hello and welcome in. I love that. Monkeys and kittens. Okay. It's Eric. I'm going to blame Eric. He is casting some sort of wizard spell. I saw you. Don't bow to me, sir. We all saw you. Your game was glitching too. Oh, interesting. Ruby is fine. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's try this again for the third time. Okay, covered up all that lime green, pulling in a tree. And it doesn't really matter where you put it. You're just creating an effect here. So you can do stuff like that too. So if you like that more uniform look, you can create your own hedge of different kinds of bushes that give that more wintry look and vibe to it. But you can cover up a multitude of sins with, especially the ones that have small footprints. I think the other ones are a little bit harder. Like if we were to try to do that with this bush, for example, because the footprint is so large, there's automatically going to be a gap, which you can work with. Don't get me wrong. So if you want something more uniform, we can do a row of bushes like this. We're just going to go all the way across here, just so we can kind of see what that would look like. You can still see the green kind of peeking up behind it. It's still there, right? But visually, honestly, it's not too bad. You can still pretty much get the same effect. You could pop some rocks in front of there. We could bring in different kinds of trees like this. If you utilize a tree in front, maybe you put it in the area where the green is showing. Okay, so you could do something like this with a bench in between. Again, just visually kind of creating a separation for your eye to not pay attention to that. You can even put one of those wintry benches in, which we'll talk about too, using furniture as well. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's make like a little seating area here. We'll cover up some of this and see how that looks for us, what we think. Again, we haven't really created any walkways. We haven't created any decor per se. We're just using methods to cover up the plaza. We're still creating a feel where it's not the plaza anymore. Okay, so I'm going to put this bench here. We're going to make this look like a little park, and then that bench and everything will create that effect as well. But look how cute this is. So you could use these bushes behind as well if you're going to do like maybe a row of bushes with 2 or 3 benches, whatever you are creating for yourself. These are just ways I want to show you to describe a wintry scene instead of spring is basically what we're getting rid of. You disturbed the dog's nap. Uh-oh. So yeah, we could do something like this. Make it more of a park setting. And you can do this in the center of the plaza too. This isn't anything that has to be on the outside. But you can see how cute. Oh, Hades. Hey, what's happening? Okay. You can even take a little bit of this fencing here. We can create kind of an area such as this, just to kind of cap it off too. So there are so many winter items at your disposal right now. I mean, there's just so many. I really urge you though to, like I said, completely pave over all of the green as much as you can. There are so many different ways then to work around your edges and really cover up all that lime green. Get that out as much as you can. If you're going to do a, pop of green, use the foresty kind of greens. Those are going to be a much more, they're just going to go with the wintry colors better than the lime green will. It won't look like spring as opposed to, just that last vestiges of something hanging on from whatever. I think it's just a really pretty color in through here. You can, like I said, cover up the bases of things with ferns. You can use rocks. You could even create a section where you're utilizing a tree. Let's say I want to do a centerpiece and I want to use a tree like this, but you can see all that darn green. Go into your rocks. That's not rock. So we're going to go into our rocks. We're going to, again, what I like to do, we saw that these rocks pull up the path, right? Or the biome grass. If you use these frosted clusters, you can create like a little bit of a fun walkway around these. I do like using those. You could also fence this off. You can get pretty close. Let's see. These trees have a pretty decent footprint. We're just going to completely fence this off. There. So now we've got a little pretty centerpiece, but you really don't see much of that green. You're just seeing the pretty snow of the tree. I mean, you can see a little bit of it. Again, just keep utilizing things at your disposal. Let's grab this fern. I want to bring that over and maybe, again, we're going to make this look a little bit more natural. Maybe I'm going to pull my snowman over. Again, the snowmen are great. Look how close they get to things. And they're so stinking cute for winter. But look at how much that covers. Look at that. Look how different that looks. I love the snowmen up here. They're adorable. They're just not for the Frosted Heights. Pull them into your plaza because they're fantastic to utilize. Okay. So I find this is the hardest part to cover. Right here. This area sucks. There's no way to get closer. So you're going to have to find an item that gets as close as possible. Again, these bushes are great. They do get right up in there. So utilize these. You can layer them and make them, you know, you can go too deep. So you can see I'm kind of, if you put these as close as you can, you're almost going to create yourself a new bush. Watch how close I can get. Just by kind of turning them different ways too, I'm almost creating a completely new bush. And we're going to get in right there. Just keep turning them around. But get as close as you possibly can. And look, we've actually created new bushes that look like a cluster. It doesn't look, although I can see that these two are facing the same way. You can see it looks artificial all of a sudden. Let's do that. There, now it looks more natural. But look, I've created just two bushes that didn't exist in the game before. So this area here is difficult. It just is what it is. There's just no way of getting around it. You can use ferns, stone. Let's see what this new snowy path looks like and how close we can get with this. Okay, this one has a large rock on the end. We can get right up in there with that. That adds a little bit to it as well. Covering up, just keep covering, covering, covering. We can even pull these in even closer. Now that we've got those in the center, let's just pull these in. Let's move our new bush. Just as close as possible, covering up even more of that stupid lime green. I think that one is one all the way. Might be as close as I can get here. Yeah, this one's as close as I can get. Okay. But yeah, look at that. Now we've covered up even more of this section. And then we can take, maybe you even want to take and put these on your outside corners. We're just going to turn them until they fit perfectly where we want them. I have something there, don't I? Of course I do. Who doesn't want oregano in the corner? Okay. Let's grab that oregano. How close do the rock rugs get? We can take a look at that. The rock rugs are great to utilize in these designs as well. But there, look at that. Look at the winter effect we have going on now. So when we're coming out, we can see this plaza is not set for spring whatsoever. There's nothing you can do about this piece right here. There's really nothing you can do about the rocks. The only thing that would work is if we eventually get a blue bush that's like the Storybook Vale bushes, where we can like literally kind of glitch it into the rock. But until that time, there's just nothing you can do about those. But look how pretty this is. We can keep building that effect. I'm going to grab a snow cloud. And we're going to kind of put two of these and angle them. We're just going to make it snow. So now look at what we have going on in our plaza. Again, it's just a transitional. It's just a visual mental thing. You're literally just mentally transitioning out of something that it used to be that doesn't exist anymore. But it's a mental thing. Like I have nothing in my plaza down here, or my meadow. But does it look cold down here? Not at all. Not at all. It doesn't feel cold down here at all. Even though I have a snow-covered alpine house right here. I don't feel that. Do you? It just looks out of place. But if I walk up this way, it's a mental thing. I am mentally transitioning into the cold. And it's just about color. It's about hiding what it shouldn't be there in your mind. And just adding the right touches here and there. But look at this. The entire plaza is empty pretty much. We don't really have anything here. But just because we've disguised it and made that mental switch, it works. I don't know why it works. I'm sure a psychologist somewhere knows why. I don't know why, but it does. I don't know why, but it does. So we have a couple new items I'm interested to talk about and see what they look like. I want to see what this fence line, how it goes. Oh, it's really not going to pull up that much, is it? Let's see. Somebody asked me a question about rocks. What was it? The rock rug, right? Rock rug. Rocky terrain. How close does it get? I mean, it goes a little bit further than the pathway will. It goes a little bit further. You want a snow rug? Oh my gosh, Meg, wouldn't that be amazing? The meadow side, it goes just as much as the pathing does. I think here it's going to be the same. Yeah, it's not going to go any further on these corners. The forest, you might be able to get 1 square further. but I don't think anywhere else. I think the rock rug is going to be just placed exactly where everything else will be. Yeah, maybe on the meadow and Sunlit Plateau side, you can get like literally half a space further than the path, but that's about it. Okay, let's talk rocks, actually. I want to see this new one. The one thing I like about this new one is how skinny it is. And I want to see, it is long though, but I want to see what it looks like on our edges. I mean, it really doesn't cover a multitude of sin. It won't, it's got a really odd footprint. You can see it never goes straight. It's the gayest of rock rugs, people. It's the gayest of rock rugs. It never goes straight. I don't know what to tell you. So it won't really, I mean, oh, that looks really nice, actually. That actually looks really cute in the corners like that. Let's see how it's going to look around the forest area. I haven't tried these items here yet, so let's see what this looks like. I mean, it does go a little bit further, so it is kind of nice there. Again, making maybe a mental transition would be nice. And the nice thing about these is you can zhuzh them around. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. You love your gay rock rug. I do too. My daughter's going to love it too. Should I tell her my joke? Hey, Emily. She's always making these jokes. Like, I'll say, just go straight. And she'll be like, do I have to? No. Okay. So this will be funny. The gayest of rock rugs. Let's do this. Yeah, I mean, these look good. These are going to look good in a lot of different places. I really like them. I made a joke that I think you'll appreciate.
Oh, boy.
Okay. We have this new snowy path.
Okay.
Look up.
Wait, I thought you said that was that, like, plaza thing was bugged.
Plaza thing? What plaza thing?
That, like, turns it all wintry.
No, they fixed it.
Oh, they fixed it. Okay.
They fixed it. Okay, so this is the new rock rug, but look at the snowy on places on it. Mm-hmm. But I said, look at it. It's like the gayest of rock rugs. It never goes straight. Okay, you got to admit, it's like the best rug ever now, right?
That's a joke I probably would have made.
I know.
Hey, guys.
Yes. Hi, Lisa Beth. Welcome in.
Your hands are cold.
I know.
Y'all, tell Jam she needs a warmer drink than, ginger ale?
I'm fine. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, I had to share my joke with you. I thought you'd appreciate it. Is it your favorite rock rug now?
I don't know if I have a favorite.
I'm just teasing you. Hi, Lisa Beth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. I just had to call you down for the joke. It was funny.
Do you want anything while I'm down here?
No, but thank you, darling. Okay.
I'm going to get some ice cream.
So, here's another thing you can utilize. These snowy rock clusters. We talked about these just a second ago. But what I like to personally do with them is I like to use them, again, as a visual transition. I like to use them in corners of things. So you see this green things popping out here? I like to put something up against there. So I sometimes like to just pop a few of these here and there. Plus, I like the visual height that they give. You can put these a multitude of places. Like, let's say you have that rock rug there and you just want to pop another piece on top of it. You could keep putting, multiple layers of things there. But I really, really like these frosted rocks. If you're doing cottagecore, I mean, these look great. So if we go over here to our cottagecore design, we can put one maybe under the snow cloud. How cute is that? Again, it's just giving a little bit of visual interest there. I like them. That's just a personal thing for me. It adds to that snowy effect in my mind. So, FYI, that's just another piece that I truly like using. You appreciate the rock rug joke too, Paul, right? Look, my dad was a gay man. My daughter is a lesbian. I'm allowed to make gay jokes as a mom. I'm just saying, that's just, I feel like that's my privilege. That's just a privilege I am allowed to take.
Guys, I'm being used to for her to make more jokes.
They appreciate that about me. I'm just saying. Okay. Let's see. There is this rock here.
I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S., by the way.
Aw, very nice, Emily. This rock is the superior of rocks, in my opinion.
Why? Because it doesn't go straight?
No, it wasn't a gay joke. I just like I like rock. I like this rock.
There's another quote.
I like rock. This one can be used to cover up your edges as well. It's just a really pretty rock, in my opinion. When you're using things to disguise, it does pull up a little bit of the green, but just a very little bit. And I just think it's a pretty snowy covered rock. So yeah, we are just looking at all of the ways to disguise the plaza. If you're just joining us, we are disguising our plaza for winter. Excuse me. We have these sculpted gulch trees. Now, I have not used these, so let's see what these look like, shall we? I do like the color. How close can we get to things with this? Okay, so pretty darn close, guys. Looks like we can put this right in front of that green bush, too. Okay, well, these are a win so far. Wait, where were those? What time is it? Stream. Something happens to my stream at this time of night. I don't know what it is. These are fantastic items. Look at this, guys. Ooh, I'm loving these sculpted trees. I think we have a new fun winter item. Wonder what happened. Can I put a cloud over? How close can I get my cloud to these? Ooh, look at that. Okay, I love these. I think we have a new winter item we can use. I know this is a gulch tree, but again, I think it matches some of that other dark foliage up here that we're trying to add in. That looks great. I'm a fan. I am a fan. Okay, I'm just going to look at my computer real quick because I see my stream slowing down in the evening every single time we stream in the evening. I need to figure out why. Let me see what might be running in my background on my computer. Bear with me for a second here. Let's see what might be running. Is it you? I wonder if it's Norton. Because we always seem to slow down in the evening. Did he get the new Borderlands? He did. He did. Why won't you end? Let's see what could be slowing us down. OBS seems fine. This has got to be something I've got to diagnose. That's what I'm thinking, is it's got to be something that runs at the same time of night. But I can't figure out what it could possibly be. Let's end that. I'm like literally turning everything off that I can see running on the computer that's not going to like crash anything. See, the usage on my CPU though is really, really low. Okay, I mean, yes, fair, Paul. That you're 100% right. You are 100% right. See, the CPU usage is really, really low. It's very strange, and I don't get what happens this time of night to my stream. But it's literally my daytime streams. I could stream all day and not have a single problem. Every single evening stream, though, something is running. That is causing it to... I am on Windows, yes. And I thought we had fixed the problem by... we took my computer off Wi-Fi and we went direct Ethernet. So I am directly hooked into my Ethernet. But it's very, very interesting. Bye, Emily. Thanks so much for coming in. I hope you had fun tonight. I hope you learned something and are excited to decorate. That's the goal anyway, right? Yeah, I don't see anything that's causing a problem. What time does it scan for updates? I have no earthly clue. That's the thing, is I don't even see any services running in the background. That's the weird thing. Like, I don't see any Windows updates running at all. It's very weird, though. But this time of night, every single stream is so weird. From like 8 to 9, we get really bogged down in something. I just really need to figure this out. Does anyone know if the mod kits are craftable or can be bought as Scrooge? Okay, interesting take on that. They're almost all craftable except for one piece. I don't know why, but there's a Alpine Tower piece that you can buy at Scrooge. And I don't know why. But the mod kits are pretty much all craftables. You wonder if it's something on YouTube's end? But it doesn't seem to be happening to anyone else, though, does it? I mean, I don't necessarily see it happening to anyone else. That's the frustrating part. Sorry I'm taking up time doing this, guys, but I really need to figure this out because it's causing like all kinds of buffering issues. I don't want you guys to be frustrated with the buffering either. Let me try. Yeah, are you guys getting any buffering? Oh, Deb, that would be awesome. Yeah, my daughter does cybersecurity. Like, she's good with systems and whatnot, but she's not good with, like, programming. And it's a new computer, so I don't know what process might be, like, set up in the background that might be running and bogging things down. I just don't know. But it's very frustrating. Might have been Suro. All good with you. Okay, well, as long as you're fine on your end for now, I'm just going to let it be. We'll see if it corrects itself or whatever. We'll see. Okay, well, I'm in love with the Gulch trees, guys. These look amazing. You know, we were talking about anything else we could use to disguise. Well, these are fantastic. The footprint can be a little odd, so I definitely recommend making them square to get it as small as possible. But I mean, it goes pretty darn close up into that corner pieces and things we want to hide, right? Let's see this one. This dress form looking one might be my favorite, but it does have the largest footprint. I don't think this piece is going to help us what we're doing, but these two really do. These two really do. Did you just say buffering? Oh, you said it's not buffering. I thought you were like, buffering. I was like, are you kidding me? We just established nobody was buffering. Okay. Not going to crash out. These are great, though. I really like these. We could definitely do something with these. Even putting them, I think they match, don't they? Not quite. They're a little lighter in color. I do like them though. We talked about like the differences in greens. I feel like this definitely is more of that Christmassy green versus the limey green. The bush got the junk in the trunk. She sure does, doesn't she? But I like how we've created this kind of sectioned out area to cover up that green bush that's stuck on the wall. I do enjoy that. That looks really nice. You guys were asking me about the building kit. Let me show you the piece I'm talking about. Under miscellaneous, it's this piece here, the Snowy Alpine Tower. It is a very large piece. For some reason, you can buy them in Scrooge. So, pick it up from Wishblossom Ranch. It's a piece that's already down. Just pick those pieces up. It'll go into your inventory. Once it's in your inventory, you can go to Scrooge and buy more of these. I don't know if they're going to fix this. So I suggest picking it up out of Wishblossom Ranch, putting it in your inventory, and then going and buying some before you have to craft them. Welcome in, Raiders. Oh my gosh, we're getting a Coco raid. Coco raid. Hi, Coco. Did you guys have fun? We were talking about this Snowy Alpine Tower piece. I think it's probably an error, but if you add this from the ranch into your inventory, you can buy them at Scrooge. It's the only piece I can see that you can buy at Scrooge. I literally picked up every single piece of the Snowy Alpine kit stuff. This is the only piece that you don't have to craft all of a sudden. You can just put it in your inventory and then go buy more at Scrooge. So I went and bought like 15 of them just in case they nerf it and we have to craft them all of a sudden. So the more you know. I haven't tried the Cruella and I haven't tried the Pixie Fairy ones, but I will be doing that tomorrow. It's on my task list for tomorrow. I will post it in Discord. If I see any that we can buy in Scrooge, I'll put it in the general chat of Discord so you can go buy a bunch. But for the most part, they're all craftable, except this one. You think it's meant to be in Scrooge's? Maybe. That's quite possible. I didn't have to get it in Scrooge's, though. I didn't get mine in Scrooge's. I literally just picked it up out of Wishblossom Ranch, and then I could go buy them. So I'll check the other pieces from the other two sections of the ranch area, the Gulch and Pixie Woods or Acres, Pixie Acres. I will check those two areas, pick up all those kits too, and see what we can buy and what we have to craft, and then I'll let you know. Time to take it apart. Exactly. Just start putting everything in your inventory. See what you can purchase versus what you have to craft. You hope I have a fantabulation time. Lotion? Maybe not. Now you're buffering? Of course. Of course. Every single night. This is crazy, guys. It's crazy. But bye, Coco, and thank you for the raid. For those of you just coming in, welcome to Decor Camp. I am Dreams with Jam. We are talking about transforming some of the hardest biomes to change over for winter. I find the meadow and plaza to be the worst because of this spring green look. So we're talking about how to do that. And I think we're on our way to doing so. It's a mental game for the most part. You can't hide everything. But we've talked about all different ways to do that. So let's kind of go over that real quick. Has it only been since I've gotten the new PC? Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be something running in the background. My stream health says poor. So is it going to start buffering any minute? It's possible. I got nothing. Okay. So here's what we've done so far. We've talked about creating moments using these snow clouds just to kind of mentally get your head in the game that it's a snowy biome when it's really not. So putting snow when you're transitioning from one area into the plaza. We have used hedges. This is the new hedge here with the snow on top. It's a little bit on the taller side. And you can line your back. Basically, we covered the entire biome in snowy pathing. That's step number 1. Do that first. And then we're just disguising all of our edges and the background. Antivirus scanning. See, that's what I thought too. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. What I think I'm going to do is I'll probably run a test stream tomorrow evening. If you see me pop up and you want to come say hi, whatever. But I think Em and I are going to run a test stream tomorrow evening at the same time, and let's see what we can do to fix it. But it's very frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating. I'm going to take one more look and see what I can get to pop up in my task manager. Or maybe I'll look at the task scheduler. What could possibly be running? I don't see anything. I'm just going to disable all of this stuff. Disable, disable, disable. And there's no Windows update happening either. Whoops, nope. I don't want to delete it. I want to disable it. Let's just disable that. Okay. I don't know. We're just going to see how it plays out. Hi. Hi, Abby. You'll come say hi. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Cynic, by the way. Okay, so we're talking about disguising the green up in the plaza. We've used some tall buildings to kind of cover up the trees in the background. We've used over here a different kind of hedge. And we've talked about using tall trees, medium-sized trees, and lighting. Let me show you what the lighting looks like. Because using the glowing lighting really does give a colder, wintry feel. What we've done is used the bright blue lights here. And it really does kind of disguise the sunlit plateau rock that pops through and really does give a wintry feel up here. We've used the Frosted Heights trees to delineate between transferring into a different biome. We've done that in two different areas, again covering up that rock face from the sunlit plateau. We are utilizing these new gulch trees, which we just found out look really nice up against and covering up some of this lime green as well. Well, thank you for dropping an extra flower. It was rare to see that happen. So we can see there are bushes built in that we can't do anything about in the plaza. So we see that lime green bush, which you know I love bush, but I don't want to see that one. So these cover those really nicely. And I like this dark evergreen look versus the lime green. So that looks really nice. Over here, we did much more of a cottagecore look, utilizing the new fencing with the snow on top around trees, snowmen. Snowmen are a very, very good way to kind of cover up a multitude of sins. Let's go ahead and duplicate this buddy and bring him over here. We can add, you can see the snowmen get really, really close and they can cover up a lot of this lime green as well. So don't be afraid to pop some snowmen down. They don't look Christmas, they just look winter. And that's what we're talking about is winter. We're not talking Christmas here. Yay bees, I know. Aren't they adorbs? I love them so much. If you are going to use ferns to cover up edges in the plaza, go with the forest fern. That green color looks so much better up here than any other of the other colors. There is the one from the Glade. I'll show you what that one looks like and why I like the forest one a little bit better. Let's pull that down here. The Glade of Trust one. The Glade of Trust one looks fine too. It's just a little bit on the mossier side. I think to me, it's a color theory thing, okay? Here, let's put these side by side. and we're going to turn it back to daytime. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Hi, Lainey. Okay. The green in the forest is a green that tones down the lime. The bush, the fern on the left from the glade has the same undertones as the lime green and almost makes it pop more. It's a color theory thing. I don't like the glade one for that reason. It's because it's like the difference of reds. Like have you ever been, if you have ever worn a red lipstick, right? There are two different types of shades of red. There's one that they call an orangey red, and then there's one that they call a blue red. It's because the undertones of one red has an orange base to it, which causes certain colors to look, it can make people who are, that can go a little sallow or are too pale. That orange pops even more. Versus if you go to maybe a blue red, the red looks richer on you than it would in the orange red, if that makes any sense. It's the same theory here with the greens. The green from the forest green tones down that lime versus the one from the glade will enhance it. So just be careful with your greens when you're trying to tone one or the other down. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, so this is our cottagecore look. You can disguise the corners of the biome and kind of make it look a little bit more wintry. If you like a cottagecore look, you can do that by layering a multitude of items together. Here we have the fencing that we just got. We've got barrels. We pop more of the blue in here versus over here where we're using more of the white and purple. So you can see more of that blue and the browns together look really, really pretty. We discovered a couple things tonight. Under your foliage section is where you will see the new trees from the premium shop. This new holiday winter bush does not pull up the grass from the biome underneath. So you can pretty much place these wherever you'd like, and it won't pull that green up underneath of it. Like you see when we put this tree down, it's gonna pull the grass right up with it, and you're gonna have to hide it all over again. Your pasty, you have to make a wine red instead of cherry red. Exactly. It's the same concept. You got it. These trees, they do pull some of the green up, but it just depends on the tree. So you see this one does. But the large one, oh, the large one does too, I guess, doesn't it? Which one is it that doesn't? Hold on, one of them doesn't. Am I crazy? That's a different tree. I'm losing my mind. That's a different tree. Blossom tree. Okay. It looks like the same tree, not the same tree. Okay. These are the trees that are not in the foliage section of furniture, but are in tree from Wishblossom Ranch. They look like the same tree. They are not the same tree. Okay. It's the same coloration, but these will not pull up the grass from underneath. So you're going to want to, if you're using tree, you want to do that white tree. Don't use the ones from the premium shop up here. Use the ones that are in your tree menu, not foliage. So all trees are not made equal, for sure. So use the ones from tree. But the ones here in foliage will definitely pull up the grass from underneath. One of the trees we did not go over yet, and I wanted to take a look at because I haven't really utilized it myself, but I want to see what it looks like. We have an interesting few options that came about just recently. We have this Glamour Gulch white tree. It's kind of a shiny silver tree, but it's really pretty. It pulls up the grass. It's kind of a bummer. The footprint is kind of big. It's an odd shape. It's a rectangle and not a square. So it would have to be placed very intentionally. I mean, we could place it here along the edge and disguise it a little bit, but it kind of looks like a glass tree. It's very pretty. I feel like these would work well, maybe more in the meadow, if you were doing winter in the meadow. I feel like these would look really nice up against these rocks. Look how cool that looks. I do like that. That's really nice. This is that little icy tree that we talked about earlier. This one has a very big footprint, but does not pull up the grass. So we could definitely utilize these in a different way than I think some of the other trees. So if you were looking to do something maybe a little bit different, if you wanted to go for more of that icy look, you can definitely do that. I mean, that looks kind of cool. Again, it's a mental game, right? Like we're trying to make it look cold and feel cold when it's not cold. They kind of look creepy, like their hands reaching out, but you can always zhuzh it around to be so it's not looking like that. Yeah, so we can turn it maybe a little bit so it doesn't quite look so creepy. But that looks really pretty. I do like these. These are a really nice touch. And we can get actually pretty darn close with these. I like that. Those are nice. And then I wanted to look at Storybook Vale. We have a decor piece that came with Aurora, and I've not used it in a winter build yet, but I'm curious as to what it would look like. So let's grab that. It's not under that word. What is it under? I don't think it's a foliage piece. No, I think it's just under decor. Let's look there. Yep. Let's look under decor. Thankfully, it's fairly new, so it should be towards the top of the list. And snowy clouds. We do have this option too. This is the one that's lit. This one has more of a fog effect. I don't know if that's what the word I want to say. But they're not created equal. You can see this cloud is just pure snow. And it is free. That just comes with Olaf in the base game. This one has kind of like a little bit of like an effect with it. I don't see what I mean. It's got like I don't know what to call that. Misty flurry action. I don't even know what to call that. It's just got a different effect with it. And it's lower, I think, isn't it? Does that not look lower to you? Let's see. Oh, no, I guess it's the same height. You can see them side by side, though, how that's got like a little bit of like an effect to it with the snow. But it's dealer's choice. Either one would work. It keeps stopping and loading every 5 seconds. It's still doing it. I'm going to crash out, guys. I'm going to crash out. I'm going to call my daughter down and have her look at this real quick. Okay, because it's happening every single night. It's not happening during the day. I was fine all my morning stream. Remember what I said every single night? It's happening again. It is literally the same time. It's between 8 and 9 o'clock every single night.
I don't know what to tell you.
But how do I figure this out? Like, I'm looking at the task manager and my CPU usage is low.
Yeah, and your memory is normal for what you're doing.
Thank you. I'm not seeing anything that would be causing things to slow down.
Yeah, Mom, it might just be the ISP.
You think I need to refresh the Ethernet and get that off there and not make it...
No. I think it might just be a Verizon thing.
That's what I mean. Not Verizon, Xfinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I need to stop having that refresh rate happen at the same time.
Yeah, but you might not be able to control that. It might just be a standardized thing for...
I doubt that. I'm gonna call them and complain.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get through this as much as we can, guys. I don't know what to say. We're gonna do what we can do.
For the next, 9 minutes until...
Yeah. Yep.
Alright. I love you.
Mm-hmm. Welcome in again, Lisa.
Can you guys, tell that she's salty?
I'm pissed.
Mother.
I'm allowed to say it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do.
Okay. There's one more item I want to check out. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that. Before we finish for the evening, this is so frustrating, guys. And I am so sorry you have to listen to me complain about it. But we are going to get through it. Okay. Obviously, we did not get through all of the new items from Wishblossom Ranch. But again, we're in the decor stages of disguising things. And where in the heck is that item? Miscellaneous, maybe? There they are. These items here have a very small footprint and I think are going to look fantastic for winter. These come in different sizes and shapes. But thank you for your patience, guys. I appreciate you. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed. It's getting better. Oh, well, I mean, yay. Oh my gosh. No, it's not. I don't think it's that because it's literally just this time of night for me. We're fine all stream and then all of a sudden it just goes out. Thank you all so much. Much love, and I will see you all on Friday, guys. Bye.